This is Volvo Ocean Race Gybe talking, the place to be for all the latest Volvo Ocean Race content, the behind the scenes stuff from the crew communicator and a few cool competitions as well. We're here at Race HQ in Alicante as the fleet make their way north to Newport, Rhode Island. Stay tuned, we're going to give away this signed Charles Cordelier Dongfeng hat to the winner of last week's competition, and we have a special new prize as well. Thank you. This signed Blair Tuke Matt Frey jersey. Let's take a look at what's coming up this episode.
We'll eat it. We'll give it a go.
You can see the new one over there.
Today I use chocolate chip cookie dough.
You gotta stop interrupting me when I'm doing interviews.
But you're always doing interviews.
Now let's see how well you know the Volvo Ocean Race. This leg, only one of our sailors crossed the equator for the first time and got a cheeky visit from King Neptune in the process. Do you know where it was? If so, tell us in the comments at #Volvo Ocean Race and we'll retweet the right answers. It's that time of the week again, the challenge that everyone's talking about, sorry not sorry. You know the score by now. Take some rope, put it behind your back, tie as many knots as you can in 90 seconds whilst answering quick fire questions from me. The world record holder right now is Turn the Tide on Plastic's Annalise Murphy with 11 knots. Plenty have challenged her, but none have yet beaten her. We have a special guest this time. He spends most of his days talking to the sailors on our daily live show, and this time he's going head to head to try and take the world record. Conrad Coleman, you're up.
I've got butterfingers, literally, because I just made some cookies.
Conrad Coleman,
Yep.
you're about to do the sorry not sorry challenge.
I'm not sorry already.
2, 1, go.
Okay.
Spell Conrad backwards.
D. This is quite difficult actually. D-A-R-N-O-C. Darnock, I believe is how it's pronounced.
Would you rather have
Correctly.
feet for hands or hands for feet?
Oh, hands for feet. That would be awesome. Could do all sorts of things with that.
Which Volvo Ocean Race sailor would you have on your boat if you could?
Brad Marsh. He's a nice guy.
If you weren't a sailor, what would you be?
Brain surgeon, rocket scientist, something like that.
How many S's are in the word possessionlessness?
Possessionlessness. P-O-S-S. 4.
How old will you be on the 1st of January 2020?
Jesus. I don't know. 34? No, 35? 36? 36. Go with 36.
Would you rather your t-shirts always be 2 sizes too big or always 1 size too small?
Definitely always 1 size too small.
What one thing couldn't you live without?
The sea. No, my wife.
Good swerve. What is 11 times 11?
110. No, that's not great.
What's your most played song on Spotify?
Happy by Pharrell Williams.
Okay, stop.
So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Well done. You're the new world champion of Sorry Not Sorry.
There we go.
1 sorry not sorry, 3 races around the world. I think it's pretty easy to say that sorry not sorry takes the champion.
And you talk to these guys on LiveX and as part of the daily live every day,
Yeah.
so how good is it to get one over the pros out there currently racing? They don't even know this has happened, but I'm sure they'll be gutted when they find out.
I'm sure they will, Yeah, well, it's nice to have my opportunity to finally participate in this edition of the Volvo Ocean Race.
And now you get to nominate someone, and this can be anyone from the Volvo Ocean Race fleet.
Today I used chocolate chip cookie dough to talk about seaweed and explain life on board. Now I think there's somebody in the fleet called the Cookie Monster, so Bianca Cook, this one's for you.
Well, there you have it, 12 knots, and Conrad shot straight to the top of the Sorry Not Sorry leaderboard. Well, Conrad did the Vendée Globe in 2016, and it's clear that he's not lost his touch since he's been at Volvo Ocean Race HQ. If you've not seen the Daily Live, it's our daily technical breakdown of everything that's happening on the racecourse. Here's an excerpt from last week where Conrad tells us about the sailors' best friends and sometimes biggest enemies, clouds.
This is a physical demonstration. This is now the South Atlantic Ocean. The synoptic wind here blown by these 3 fans, and the sailors are sailing northwards. Life is good, as you saw, sunny, beautiful day, shorts and t-shirts. awesome days sailing. This industrial-sized fan is going to stand in for our squall. So we've got 10 to 15 knots of wind here. We've got 30 knots coming out of this cloud. At the moment, they're on a beam reach as the boat is sailing northwards, and the blue lines represent the initial position of the wind. Here comes the cloud. It's been blowing across the boat, and as it approaches, you can see that we're now on a 90-degree wind shift. So that means that the boat is going to have to bear away, and this is what explains all of those squiggles that we've been seeing in the tracker over the last couple of days. As it rolls over the fleet like this, we go from a 90-degree wind shift to 100, 110, 130-degree wind shift. So we can see that the synoptic wind over there is completely dominated by the localized wind coming from the cloud. So that means we've got a tack on the boat. They're now sailing on port, but the cloud is still blown by the synoptic winds and is slowly moving away. This creates a tricky period of transition. As the cloud blows away, you can see that the synoptic wind starts to fill in again here. So we've got wind coming from this side, on this side of the table, and we've got wind coming from this side, on this side of the table. We've got all of this turbulent flow. And you can't sail in winds that are fighting each other. There's basically nothing left in the middle. And this explains the massive losses like that we've seen from Mafre, for example. So you need to wait until that cloud moves away completely, allowing the wind flow from the gradient to fill back in, and then you can continue sailing on your way north. As it approaches, you can see the wind increases and then shifts, and it gets pretty ropey. Starts blowing it off, and look what's happening to the boat. Woohoo! Look at that! Oh.
Now, one of the biggest changes for this edition of the race is the introduction of the Crew Communicator device. Each sailor on board has one, and it gives them a direct link to us, the fans. This is Crew Communicator Corner, where we look at the best of the content sent from the sailors. It might be a funny photo, a little video, or even some personal thoughts. There are only a few months of the Volvo Ocean Race left now, and it looks like Turn the Tide on Plastics Freddie might just be planning his next move. Here's Skipper Di Cafari making fun of his new headset. Do you want fries with that? Well, we all love Team Axel Nobel's How Was Your Week feature, but it's not every day you get to go behind the scenes. Here's Luke Malloy on board giving us a sneak preview of Nikolai and Brad in action. To catch this week's episode, stay tuned. Everyone loves to post a breakfast selfie on Instagram, and the sailors are no different. Here's Team Brunel's Abby showing off her Monday morning freeze-dried meal. Yeah, I'll pass thanks, Abby. Next up, we've got this video in from Team Axel Nobel's Emily Nagel. We always talk about just how close the fleet's racing out there in the Atlantic, but we don't often get to see it for ourselves. And finally, what do you do when you get stuck in the light winds of the doldrums? Well, in Turn the Tide on Plastic's case, they decided to find the new team song. There's some nice options here, guys. The only problem is they're all being sung at the same time. If you think that you've got a great suggestion for the next team song, head to Turn the Tide on Plastic's social channels after this episode. Well, that's all from Crew Communicator Corner this week. Make sure you follow the sailor and team's social channels for all the latest. Competition time now. Last week we asked you to count how many times you saw this symbol on screen during the episode, and then tweet us the answer to #VolvoOceanRace. The answer was 6, and this is the name of the winner to win that signed Charles Caudrelier Dongfeng cap. This week a different challenge. It's a one-off. It's Blair Tuke's signed Matt Frey jersey. Now, if you want to win this prize, there's a really simple challenge coming up. Simply watch the next video, count every number you see on screen, add it up and send it to us at #VolvoOceanRace. You could win Blair Tuke's jersey. Now when the sailors are at sea, they work in 4-hour rhythms, 4 hours on deck, 4 hours off watch. So you might think that all days tend to blur into one. Despite that, Team Axel Nobel sailors Brad Farron and Nikolai Sayestad give us a new feature called How Was Your Week?, where they look at their past week and relive some of the most epic experiences on board. Let's take a look.
So how's your week?
It's actually pretty good compared to other starts. Nice sunset.
Beautiful sunset.
Yeah, nice. Thanks, Emily.
How about Tuesday?
What about Wednesday?
Hey, Brad. Good morning, sweetie. I didn't mean to touch your,
Oh, does he do that to you too?
Thought it was just me.
It's a bit weird, let him go.
Thursday.
Busy day.
Thursday, intense. So basically it's a really tough night out here and you know, we've got this massive cell. And
Why are you doing this, Brad?
Because I know exactly what you're going to say.
It's a serious interview. There's lightning in the background.
Yeah, it's so dramatic.
It has to be dramatic. It's lightning. What about Friday? What do you get up to there? All right, we'll eat it. We'll give it a go. Who's first?
Sausage?
Yes, please.
So this morning is the bateau, the vent, the nuage, the classement.
I had wet boots in the Southern Ocean and I think my nails didn't really enjoy that.
You can see the new one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, that's all from Gybe Talking this week. If you want to know everything that's happening on the racecourse, make sure you tune into our daily live show at 1300 UTC every day. The fleet are currently due into Newport around the 8th or the 9th of May, so make sure you follow our social channels for the latest. And also don't forget to send us your answers to win that signed Blair Tuke Matt Frey jersey. It's pretty cool.